So this entire section of this book is about what I'm calling feedback, but it's really just how to have open, honest conversations with your team. And I have a whole section dedicated to that just because it's so important. And so these next 3 chapters, this being the first of the next 3, address feedback pretty directly. And in this chapter, it just talks about why you should give feedback, why you should speak up, speak your mind, have honest conversations. In the next chapter, it talks about how to give feedback and how to have those conversations. And then the chapter after that is how to receive feedback and how to receive maybe conversations you don't want to have, how to receive those well. But this first one just focuses on why you should have them and why it's so important, and how to just start the conversation, because that's the important part here. Not just how to do it, but you have to actually do it. You have to do it right in the moment or very quickly. So you're not doing anybody any favors by not giving them feedback or not telling them how you feel about a situation. A lot of people think that's being nice, but it's the opposite of being nice. So you're not giving them an opportunity to maybe give you more information or give you insight or give you input on how they got to wherever it is that you got that you're disagreeing or you want to have this conversation or not have the conversation. So it is extremely important to not tell your friends, not hold it in, but just to say, hey, this happened yesterday and I have to tell you I didn't agree with the way that all went down. Can we discuss it? And so if you don't do that, if you hold it in, it's just going to get worse. And again, it's not fair. So that person maybe didn't see it the same way. Maybe it was a blind spot that person has, and you're bringing it to light so they can improve. Or maybe there was a perfectly good reason to do it that way. So if you just get into the habit of having these good, open, honest conversations, it's going to reduce stress for yourself and your entire team. And I think of it as jogging. So there are probably people who are good at jogging, but most people I know, including myself, aren't good at it. But I still see people when I'm driving. I'll see people jogging and they're so good at it. They're so light on their feet. It looks like their feet aren't even touching the ground. They almost look like they're enjoying themselves. But I guarantee you, the first time they went for a jog in their life, it didn't look that way. It was awkward, it was hard. And so that's the way having honest, open conversations are. A lot of times you want to avoid it because it's hard, and it is, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. And you get to that point where you're just kind of floating on air and it's just normal for everybody. So you got to get through that first period. And once you're known as someone who has open, honest conversations, you get a lot of respect back, but it just makes it that much easier because people know that you're going to call it out and talk about it, and you're going to do it in the right way. And so to get you started, a couple of things. One, it's good just to say up front, hey, if you're new to a team, it's easy to say, hey, here's how I operate. I'm open and honest. If something hits me the wrong way, I'm just going to bring it up to you and we're going to talk about it. If you've been on a team for a while and you haven't been that way, to say, hey, I think it's important for us to have good conversations, and I haven't been that good at that in the past, but I just want everybody to know that I'm making an effort to have it, not to be mean or rude or upset people, but just so that we can improve as a team. And so that I think it's more fair to you if I bring it up and I get your side of the story instead of just holding it in. So bringing it up that way helps. Another good, I think I got this from Simon Sinek, is just say to the person, hey, this thing happened yesterday, and this is not an easy conversation for me to have, but I really feel like we need to address it because there could have been more to the story, and I really want to understand how we can improve here. Again, this isn't easy for me, but I want to have this conversation. So when you kind of frame it that way, like, hey, I'm not enjoying this conversation, but I think I have to have it so that we can move forward, or we can get it right, or we can do right by the customer or whatever. I think that's what really that helps a lot to sort of bring everybody's guard down. And when you do it that way, it makes it really easy. So if the first few that you do it that way, you'll make it really easier for yourself. And again, once you get in that rhythm of doing it all the time, and people know why you're doing it for the right reasons. Some people say is like you're doing someone a favor, you're being nice by not saying anything, but that's not true. It's the opposite. And people think that you're being mean when you're bringing it up to talk about, but you are only if you really think that way in your head and you frame it that way. If you just say is, hey, I wanted to get your side of the story here so that we can improve and I can improve, and I really want to get your thoughts so I don't misunderstand what happened. So I think those are the big things. Again, in this chapter, we're just talking about, like, you have to have these conversations. You got to figure it out. You got to do it quickly, or you're always going to be stressed about it. Your team's never really going to thrive if you don't. So the next couple of chapters, we'll get into how to do it better, giving and receiving. So that's it for now. Just go out, have the conversations. Really, this is a really important chapter, so really pay a lot of attention to it. Read it a couple times if you need to, and do the action items, and really make this one happen. All right, I'll see you in the next one.